Let's start. Okay. So again, good morning, everybody. We're going to continue from where we stopped in the lesson last time, right? So here, as you know, we're discussing the essay by George Orwell called "What is Science?" Right? So last time we saw that there are at least two meanings of the word science. Two meanings of the word science, right? The first meaning is that science means the exact sciences like chemistry, physics, maths, biology, etc. So if a person is a scientist, he's been educated in chemistry or physics or mathematics, biology, all those subjects, right? Now, there is a second meaning to the word science. Here, we're talking about what we did last time. There is a second meaning to the word science, right? That is, I'll read it, right? It's the end of paragraph 3 of the lesson. It says, it is a method of thought which obtains verifiable results by reasoning logically from observed fact. Right? So it is a method of thought which obtains verifiable results by reasoning logically from observed fact. You observe something, some phenomena you observe, right? From that phenomena you reason logically. What is the source of that phenomena? How can you control that phenomena, right? So, for example, can any of you state a scientific experiment you've done? You know, what do you do in the lab? You conduct an experiment, right? You have a set of apparatus, right? You have a set of apparatus. You put the apparatus together. You join the apparatus, all the things together. Then you vary one, like for example, if you were to measure, I don't know if you know this experiment. You measure the resistance of a wire. You know how you measure the resistance of a wire? Very simple experiment, right? You connect it to a battery, connect it to a switch, connect it to a voltmeter and an ammeter, right? So you vary the resistance, measure the voltage and current. After that you get V is equal to IR. So the resistance is dependent on the voltage and the current. I don't know if any of you conducted that experiment or even if any of you read about that experiment. It's an experiment called Ohm's law. It's a basic experiment in science, right? So most of you are CBSE, so at least you know about Ohm's law. V is equal to IR, right? Or maybe you can remember, right? So anyway, you see, when you conduct an experiment, you're measuring, right? And you're getting a set of results from that measurement, from those measurements. Here you're measuring voltage and current. Voltage you measure in the voltmeter, current you measure in the ammeter. You measure voltage and current and you get the resistance. V is equal to IR, right? So, you see, science is a method of thought which obtains verifiable results. It must be verified again and again and again, right? By reasoning logically from observed fact. Okay. So you can conduct many scientific experiments. You observe some phenomena, you measure the parameters of the phenomena, you get, why that phenomena is happening, right? and you can control it, right? So anyway, all sorts of scientific apparatus that you see around you are a result of this sort of thinking. It is a method of thought, right? Logical thinking. Okay? And if you want to, understand how it can be applied to your situation, for example, how to get good marks in the exam, you can refer to the previous video, right? Okay. So you can refer to the previous video which I put up on your group, right? So you understand how most of us are capable of getting what? At least, second class, first class distinction, if not 100% pass percentage, okay, in your exam. So that is what it is, a method of thought which obtains verifiable results by reasoning logically from observed fact, right? The observed fact is you are all in a, you're all tense, you're all worried. That's the observed fact. Now, you must get a verifiable result of at least a distinction in the exam. So you read that textbook according to the method given in the textbook, right? So it should get verifiable results, right? So what happens? Literature becomes a science. Yes or no? Literature becomes a science, right? So anyway, you can also conduct your own amateur experiments on becoming a scientist, right? You observe some phenomena